Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown,
This is Alpha.
and this is The Art of Letting Go.
Letting go, letting go. Hey, I kind of like that one.
That's what's up.
What's going on, man? I ain't seen you in a minute.
Man, not too much. I really just been looking at my life and looking at everything, and I think what I wanted to really talk about on this episode was people say your circle,
Right.
because my circle has really been helping me, like, guide me with shit.
Mm-hmm.
My close friends and just the people that I really consider to be, my quote unquote circle.
Yeah.
When I'm challenged with shit, they balance me, and I see that we are all reflections of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see parts of myself, or really I see parts of them in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it led me to question everything and everybody outside of me as to what that is like for them. Like, what is your circle like?
Mm-hmm.
Because mine, like I said, it looks like me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I am probably a little part. I am the summation of all my friends.
Got you. Okay.
I really feel like that. I
Okay.
feel like I am a little part of everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what makes up Mike Brown. But I also have my unique piece that makes me, that I share with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And it is something that seems very important, because if all of these people are shaping me, if you got the wrong type of people around you,
Right.
you might be getting shaped by the wrong shit.
Right.
So yeah, I was really just curious about that.
That's something I actually have just had a conversation with some of my boys that we're trying to do some stuff together. Just last week, we
Yeah.
sat down and we kind of talked about where we were at, what we were kind of trying to do, and what was next. And I think I kind of feel the same way. I don't know if I have a circle.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a couple of them.
Yeah.
So I kind of fit into this pocket. I kind of fit into this pocket, but I can be myself everywhere that I go.
Yeah.
But having one directly, I think I'm working on that right now.
Yeah.
As far as just having the consistency of a circle.
Yeah.
And not kind of bouncing around so much. So I think for me, it's just about getting outside of myself and allowing myself to fit into something else.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times I'll be kind of standoffish and tell myself, like, I kind of want to do me. I kind of want to do this. And it's not always helpful. So I think having a circle is important. But I definitely look at my friends and see what they got going on, and it's motivational. But just tapping into that more, having those conversations more often, is probably where I probably see myself more of as far as the circle is concerned.
Yeah. And I mean, I definitely connect. I'm definitely able to connect with everybody, but I have, it's about 6 or 7 people that I'm really, really tight with that, that will check me.
Right.
And, not in a bad way, but that will let me know, hey, you're doing this right, or hey, you need to look at this. And I appreciate that, because I recognize for myself I'm very emotionally based as far as, like, decision making.
Absolutely.
So
I say that's because I'm the same way.
Yeah. So I'll be thinking something, and I'll check in with a friend, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, and they'll give me their perspective. And because I trust and respect this person so much, I'm able to take that in.
That's real.
You know what I mean? So I think that's very important, to have people in your life that you can trust,
right,
and depend on in those type of ways that won't steer you the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good. That's good to have that. I think for myself, I'm definitely very emotionally driven.
Yeah.
As far as my decision making and stuff like that goes, and I'm playing with the balance of getting out of that, talking to other people. But what I'm finding is it's difficult for me to although I respect their opinion in the moment, when I walk away, sometimes it's difficult for it to stay there.
Yeah.
The acceptance of it. You know what I'm saying? because I've been in my head for so long. I've been in my head for so long that sometimes it's like, maybe there was gassing me, or maybe there was, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that balance.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just figuring out that balance of, because I don't think, as far as like, you know, people, I'm still real cool with people from college, but we're just not as tight.
Yeah.
I'm still real cool with people from high school, but we're just not as tight. I'm still real cool with people from church, but we're just not as tight. And so it's like, you know, where is that? I'm probably the closest to my brothers in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And we don't even talk all the time. And so it's really just about, for me, identifying, you know, who I can listen to and really sticking to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to listen regardless. Like, I know that my mind is here, but my mind be steering me the wrong way all the time.
Do you feel like you are vulnerable with the people and just transparent with the people that you are close to? And I ask that because I feel like that is, because I never really even looked at my group of friends as like as that until I got older, and I think it was more so because we started opening up to each other more about things going on in our lives, and like we really express to each other how we feel about each other. Like, you know, James and I tell each other all the time that we love each other.
Yeah.
You know, and that requires a level of vulnerability.
Absolutely.
You know, to express that to somebody, because especially just being a man, and you know, that's not really masculine to tell your homies you love them and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's important.
It is important.
Because this person might not be feeling no love for themselves. You know, so to share that with somebody and tell somebody like, hey, I'm proud of you, and really mean that shit. Yeah. That shit is important, man.
Right. I would say no.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, it's not that I don't want to be vulnerable, but what ends up happening is I've been the one that a lot of people come to as far as friends go to talk about certain shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like when I have a moment of vulnerability, or I want to kind of go there, for the most part, it's like, oh, you straight. Like, no, you good. Like, you, and it's like, nah, I need you to hear me out though. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't always happen.
Right.
And so, you know, you get to a point where you just kind of like, all right, well, I just kind of bear it and go through it by myself, because I don't really think nobody really hear me like that no ways.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
Yeah. That's kind of how it's been though. Like, there's certain people, certain pockets of people that I can kind of tap into and talk to about certain stuff. But then, you know, sometimes I'm like, they probably going through something right now. Oh, they probably busy. They doing something. So, yeah, just processing it and figuring it out. I've done a lot of that, and successfully and unsuccessfully. I've done a lot of introspection.
And it's funny you say that, as far as like thinking people are going through something, so they, you know, they may not be available. Because I used to think that all the time too. And, you know, actually James, shout out James again, that's one of those people that when I was going through shit and I was thinking I couldn't talk to nobody, that was like, we all going through shit, you know, like we can connect on whatever we going through. And it made it a lot easier to express what I was going through, because it's like, you know, I don't care how strong you appear or any of that shit. Like, we all go through shit,
right?
You know, and I think that's really how you find the people that you really connect with on that level, by simply opening up and seeing, you know, how people respond. If somebody is willing to listen to you and not, you know, give you advice or tell you, you know, I don't need to be told that shit is good all the time. Sometimes I just need to just talk, get off my shit, and that just be it. Right. You know what I mean? I don't need nobody to tell me like, oh, you strong, you this, because
I don't feel like that. Yeah.
You know?
Right, straight up.
So it's just and you know, it all comes with experience, and I definitely feel like, you know, I learned, because outside of these friends, yes, I do have other people in my life that I can call on and talk to and get advice from, and, you know, feel comfortable with, because they give me that space. Right. But I also feel like I partially created that space.
That's real.
By just opening up and seeing where it's at. Now, I'm not saying you got to just go spill your whole life to nobody.
Yeah.
But just being open about your feelings with people and people reciprocate that, it's like, okay, we got something here.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I like that the accountability piece in that. You know what I'm saying? Like making it, and that's really where I've been with a lot of stuff in general anyways. It's like if you want something to happen, you kind of got to either start the process or just make it happen. And I think that's a good way to look at it. Keeping on with that. And it's like I think that's I'm in this. You're asking me this question today.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at today.
Right.
You might ask me this question next week and I might have a whole different answer for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But today, I'm definitely in a place where I probably should open up a little bit more because I've been suppressing, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been suppressing a lot of my feelings just to kind of keep trucking and keep moving and keep going. So I can definitely do that and take more accountability. You good, bro? You good? You good?
You got it.
Take more accountability in that. And
does that actually work though?
Suppressing?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I think I've gotten used to doing it though.
Okay.
Because I don't always feel like people hear me.
Yeah.
And two, because I'm just used to it. Like when you're used to doing so much by yourself, you just get used to being by yourself. And it sucks. I mean, I know it's probably not there's a time to be by yourself and there's a time to be with people and there's a time to explore and there's a time for all of it.
Yeah.
I think that I've spent the last 10 years mainly by myself outside of like my marriage and you know what I'm saying, that time. But as far as in my thought process and different stuff like that, it's been pretty
I think something that helped me really open up like that was going to therapy. Like going to therapy and actually talking to a stranger and sharing my feelings with this stranger that I don't know.
Yeah.
Over time, I mean, I went for 4 years straight, so it was a process. And I had like 3 or 4 different therapists. So I had to learn with each person how to open up again. I had to relearn how to open up, relearn how to open up. And after you do it so many times, it's like, if I could do it with these strangers, I could do it with anybody.
That's real.
So, man, I definitely recommend therapy just to get in the practice of like opening up.
Yeah. And I told myself at the beginning of this year that I was gonna really take a shot at therapy, and I just kind of been slacking.
Yeah.
So I'll look into that. I actually start this week, and I'll have an update for you next week.
That's what's up.
Next time we get up, I'll have an update as far as if I contacted anybody, if I looked up anybody. I had started the process a while back, but I just never followed through with it. So I can do that. Yeah, that's good advice.
That's what's up, man. That's really all I had. I was, as we were sitting here right now, I was thinking about it doesn't, because a lot of times when people think about friends, people think about the length of time that you know somebody and shit like that. And just thinking about my experience, like, a lot of times it's not even the length of time of knowing somebody, it's just the
connection.
Yeah,
that's real.
A lot of people that I've known for a really long time, where I'm presently at, are kind of toxic for me and don't fit in my present lifestyle. So
that's real.
We just don't mesh on that level.
Yeah.
And that used to be hard for me to really accept, but I'm okay with that.
I respect that. And I definitely see what you mean by that. And it's so funny that you even thought about the longevity of friends, and sometimes it's family.
Absolutely.
That kind of throws you off a little bit. And I think, well, that's a topic for another conversation. But yeah, man, I agree with you on that. It doesn't matter the length of time, because I definitely have some people in my life right now who feel like brothers to me. You know what I'm saying? And I just need to stick on and keep up with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, brother. It's like a little therapy session for Alpha today. We all need them.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Where can the people find you at?
You can find me at Just Mike Brown on all social media. You can find me at Primo Miguel for all artistic endeavors. You can find me at Just Mike Beats for all music production.
Nice.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me at Alpha Presents, ALFPHA_presents on all social media. You can find us at the Art of Letting Go podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Instagram, Google Talk. No, not Google Talk. Google Play.
Google Play.
Everywhere, man. Just reach out to us. The Art of Letting Go at gmail.com if you want to send us an email or anything. And yeah, man. That's it.
Yeah, man. Shoot, this is Mike Brown.
This is Alpha.
And this is The Art of Letting Go.
Letting go. Letting go. They're playing ping pong right behind us. So if you see me kind of doing this back and forth, that's why. They doing their thing. All right, y'all. Peace.